everybody! I would like to start doing like more casual videos of like, hey, get to know me. And I was personally inspired by a recent trend on Twitter. It was like 10 games to get to know me, and it was really cool, honestly, to like watch other people's, like my friends and colleagues and coworkers, I guess, if you want to say. So I wanted to actually make a video on it because I made a post, which here's mine, chat. Woo! Now, I just want to make something very, very clear here. 10 games to get to know me does not equal my top 10 favorite games. To me, it's like these are 10 games to get to know who I am as a person and who I am as a gamer. These are definitely the games I think that define me as a gamer from like when I started gaming to today. I don't know if you guys actually want a different video on my like top 10 favorite games ever, then sure, I can do that. I just recently did like an RPG tier list video. So starting with my favorite game of all time, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. To this day, I still think about Sherlock Holmes, and it's a mix between loving him and being irritated by him, but like then it ends up going back to loving him. It's just like this endless cycle that never stops. And also huge shout out to all of the people, the artists on Twitter, because I still to this day get fan art that comes up on my For You page because it blesses my feed on a daily basis, and I love it for that. My second favorite game of all time is gonna be Persona 5 Royal, but Persona 5 is obviously on here because this is what blew up my channel. It's what made me like, I would say, in a comfortable state as a content creator. Super thankful for like all of the opportunities that playing Persona 5 Royal opened up for me. Like even as far as me being invited to go to the Metaphor preview event, like if I didn't have my moments with Persona 5 Royal, nothing in my life right now would be happening. So I'm just like eternally grateful for that experience and people watching and finding my content back then, whether it was like through my dancing videos or dancing tier list videos, any of my Persona playthroughs, like I just would not be here without that experience. So Persona 5 Royal changed my whole life. You're from the Final Fantasy XIV era? Oh my God, VIP that chatter. Thank you for the amazing segue. So let's talk about Final Fantasy XIV. Also changed my life. Also does happen to me be in my top 10 games of all time, but it's there because it also has a huge impact on my life. I played this game for about 7 straight years. This is the first year where I actually haven't played Final Fantasy XIV more than like 2 days in this entire last year. And that is wild for me. But Dawn Trail made me lose so much steam. You know, everyone has their opinions. No shade to people that love Dawn Trail, but for me, it just didn't hit so hard that I lost so much love for the game. Whenever I don't think about Dawn Trail, like let's put Dawn Trail aside. Like for those of you that don't know and didn't watch me like 7 years ago with streaming, I only streamed Final Fantasy XIV for about 2 years straight on Twitch. No other game. Like I was not a variety content creator. I just streamed Final Fantasy XIV. Again, I wouldn't be where I'm at with streaming if Final Fantasy XIV didn't get me off the ground, because like I started streaming and I was like, you know, like everybody else, you start off really small. Like I'm starting off at like 5 viewers. And then Final Fantasy XIV brought me up to like 100 concurrent viewers. Man, I didn't expect them to invite me to the Dawn Trail Media Tour also. Like that's crazy. Chat, you want to take some guesses at how many hours I have into FF14? Give me some numbers. Give me some guesses. I have 13,000 hours in FF14. Specifically, my Steam page says 12,959 hours. That is fucking brain rot. I will give a shout out to 2 people, my OG friends that I had in the game, and I haven't talked to them in like over 4 years, and I genuinely miss them, and I still think about them to this day because they left such a big positive impact on me. But their names are Ban and Yona. They were really, really great. Okay, so one of the games that I grew up with, we'll talk about this one right here. Roller Coaster 2, especially Loopy Landscapes expansion pack, is the best out of the roller coaster franchise. I remember having to buy Roller Coaster Tycoon a couple times because back then my discs would scratch for some reason. Gaming sucked back then. but it was the best. So when I wasn't playing Roller Coaster 2, I was playing Fire Emblem Path of Radiance because that was around the same time that I was playing Roller Coaster 2. If you beat the game, I think it's like 10 times, 20 times, you get additional characters. I think I got up to at least 10 clears. I was there. We had a great time, because whenever you're a kid, you actually have fucking time. That's really ironic to say, especially since I just said I spent 13,000 hours in FF14 in the past 7 years. But ignore that, that was for content. If I wasn't streaming, that would have never been 13,000 hours, okay? Sticking to the GameCube era, below it, Tales of Symphonia. Tales of Symphonia was one of the first JRPGs that I played. I don't think I would be here playing and enjoying RPGs nearly as much if I didn't like experience as much Tales of Symphonia as I did. And same with, this is my first JRPG that I ever played, was FF7. I played FF7 for the first time, I think I was 14 or 15. And I don't understand like the brain chemistry, but I loved FF7 so much, but I had zero clue what was actually happening. I had to play FF7 4 times through to start understanding what the fuck happened in the plot. But for some reason, I still very much loved playing FF7, despite not understanding nearly anything. Twilight Princess. The best Zelda game. Everything about that game just had it going for it. And also like the creepy horror vibe. Like I got a lot of nightmares. I remember I had to ask my brother to be there for me during some of the moments. So I was able to like gun through the Twilight moments in the game because they were really, really scary to me, especially the music. And I loved Midna so much that I pretended that she was my imaginary friend for a long time. And I was just hoping she was my own little companion, pushing me to do things in life and in school and get me through the hard times. So yeah, she became my imaginary friend. And now, the reason why I put Expedition 33 on here, because it is like the latest game that I played that had the most impact on me. This game like changed the way that I see RPGs in a way. Like this is what could be in a AAA world. I can't stop thinking about how good this game is, and it will forever, it will not leave my brain for a long time. This game was just so fucking good. All right, and last but not least, Yakuza. For those of you that don't know, my whole life growing up, since I played my very first Fire Emblem game, since then, Fire Emblem has been my favorite franchise. It was last year that Yakuza has left such a big impact on me. And I love how these games are made so much that I think Yakuza took the crown for like my favorite series of games that I've ever played. Now it's weird because the Yakuza games are like kind of hit or miss. Not all of them are like top tier quality, right? But it's the way that these games are made that no matter the quality of the game, no matter if the story isn't like to my liking, the gameplay is just great no matter what. And the content in the game is great no matter what. So anywho, you know a little bit of Crystal history, you know a little bit of current Crystal thoughts, and huge impacts up here. So there's like, you know, everything from where I started to, you know, where I'm at now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know like your games as well. I want to know in the comments, what are your top games that really like defined who you were? I want to hear your stories, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video, like reading everyone's stories. That'd be really fun. But anyway, thanks YouTube. I should put this away. Bye.